We're back to our normal setup, guys.
Guys, we've made it out of the bed.
I do miss Grandpa Joeing, though. I must admit.
Oh, man. We looked cooked, though.
We...
It's not our finest side.
That angle, no one needs to see me lying down.
Humbling.
Wow.
Oh, dear. What the hell is up?
I'm really tired and I have a headache. I've had a headache all day and I've just decided to ignore it. But now it's like...
Really?
Hello.
Do you not take painkillers when you get a headache?
Nah.
Why?
I just roll with the punches.
Why?
I don't know. I don't actually have any. Nikki has some, I'm sure.
Dude.
But yeah,
I get even like a phantom headache.
It
symptom,
hurts.
And I'm like, I'm going to pop 9 Nurofen and Panadols.
It hurts so bad.
Oh.
And maybe I'll just do the whole episode with my eyes closed.
That's what you did last week.
Let's keep the good vibes going, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, everyone. Let's tell everyone about our netball adventures.
Yeah.
So, as we talked about maybe a couple of weeks ago now, we joined a social netball team. Okay.
I think there you go. There's chocolate on it.
Oh, my bad. We joined a social netball team. So a friend of Danika's was like, I'm going to create a social netball team. And then we joined the season. There was only 5 weeks to go when we joined.
Drink water.
So I don't know why they let us join so late, but they did.
Because they need the money.
Because they need our $7.50 per player. So we joined and we had our first game on Wednesday. By some miracle of the heavens above, we've won.
We're actually really good.
I don't know if we actually won.
I think we won. I reckon that on the night
the scoring was off.
Because there's no way they were that ahead of us. I reckon we climbed back.
We definitely, particularly our last quarter was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you were goal shooter.
I was, yeah. I shot one singular goal.
But that is phenomenal. But I think more notably, the way that you worked with Brooke, who was goal attack.
Active shooter in the court.
Dude.
Attention, everyone.
Get down.
Yeah. Active shooter in the building.
Because Brooke's a phenomenal shooter. But you did so well getting the ball and like getting it to Brooke.
Stop.
And like helping Brooke to get the goal.
Yeah.
Which is perfect, right?
Yeah.
I was wing attack. I was gassed within 30 seconds of playing this game.
But rightly so, because you were just hop, skipping and jumping all over the court.
And the girl that was my defender, she was so good and she was so quick. I couldn't get in front of her. So I was just like, you know what, doll?
You do you, honeybee.
You do you.
Yeah.
And we're just going to run around for a little bit.
Yeah.
I played wing defense in the final quarter and I preferred that because like you guys don't need me as much.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When the player that you're defending, like when there's like the umpire calls something and the player that you're on gets the ball, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to like be in front of them and try to...
As long as you're not called for contact.
Yeah.
If you're called for contact.
You have to be on the side.
Yeah,
for
but
contact.
if it's not contact, then yeah, you can be like
gotta
3
be
feet in front of them and trying to
I should be in front of... I'm just letting them... I'm like, you throw it wherever you want, doll. I'm not going to stop you.
I'm not even in the same area as my player. I'm like, you'll be fine. No, I had so much fun. And
it was fun.
Our team is really good.
And our team is so nice. I love everyone.
Yes. Like the girls that were playing all the defense positions, they were so good.
Everyone was good.
Everyone
Chloe in
was
centre needs to stay in centre forever.
The Thunderbirds better scout her. She was so good at working the whole court.
Everyone killed it.
Everyone was so freaking good. But we have a story. A story of a story. About Hannah.
Oh, yep. Hannah, we're retelling your story for you.
Yeah, because it's just too iconic.
Truly.
Hannah is the brains behind the team.
Yeah.
She was the one who was like, I'm going to put a team together.
Yep.
you know, it was
Her
her
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
And she's done all the logistics. So Hannah is coming from work and she's late. Like, she was going to be late to the game, but she let us know in advance.
Yeah.
And she got there between first and second quarter. So
Yeah.
she came on.
Yeah.
She decided she was going to go center.
Yep.
Comes on the court. Not even, I reckon, 2 minutes into the second quarter, Hannah goes down, like just falls.
Hits
All I
the
see is
deck.
her like hit the deck
Yeah.
and fall on like her knee.
At first, I thought it was her ankle.
Right, yeah. I knew, like, because I could see one of the girls was like holding her knee, like when she was on the ground.
Right.
And I was like, so she's obviously done a knee.
Mm.
But Hannah didn't react. Like,
No.
Didn't react.
Nah.
Like, was just like, obviously it hurt at first, but then she was like so chill about it, was like laughing, just sat
Yeah.
on the side of the court for the
Dragging
rest
her
of the
ass
game.
off the court,
Like,
into the chair.
you
Yeah.
would think that she just like sprained her
Yeah.
knee or
Yeah.
something very minor.
Yeah.
Anyway, turns out that from the 2 minutes of playing, Hannah has not only fractured her and like shattered her entire knee, she's literally obliterated her ACL and meniscus, I think it is.
Yeah, okay. They sound right.
Anyway, obliterated them. Went to the surgeon, and the surgeon was like, "This is so complex. I can't help you. You need to find someone else."
2 minutes.
Dude, that was my fear.
Yeah.
Was that I was going to blow a knee.
Literally, when she was like Snapchatting me, I was like, I need to look to see how much adding hospital cover to my private health is going to cost me. Turns out way more expensive than what I'm paying for just extras. So I'm just going to risk it. But wow.
It's nuts. I feel so bad. Because
I
this was
just-
her idea. Like, no one
I
wanted to do it more than
know.
Hannah. And
I
Hannah
know.
can't do it anymore.
Oh my God.
Oh,
And you know what? If that was going to happen to anyone, it was going to happen to Hannah.
fuck, man. That court, there was something like jonky
Because
about that
another
court.
girl, like literally seconds before the end of the game, she hit the deck as
Oh,
well.
yeah. On the other team, she cooked her elbow.
She had to. Was her elbow?
I think she also hurt her leg, but she cooked her elbow as
yeah,
well.
she was staying back too to fucking recover.
Right. Brooke hit the deck in the first quarter, and that was a gnarly fall. I just see her like
she slid
smash the
halfway
ground
across
next
the
to me.
court. Yeah,
And then at one point, I think it was second quarter, I fell down.
you went down. Yeah,
I almost recovered, and then I like didn't want to overextend my knee and hurt my
Yeah.
knee, and so I just let myself hit the deck. But it's a bloody blood sport.
the way I see it is that if I'm in a position with the least amount of running, that's
you'll be
less
fine.
chance of me fucking myself up.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
But I had so much fun.
yeah.
I'm convinced we're signing up for winter. I'm
We'll see.
convinced. I love netball now. And so I had to go and buy, I finally everyone, after me ranting and raving about my sneakers, I finally bought a new pair of sneakers that are amazing. And they're good for netball and they're good for just general walking and running. And I just want to wear them all the time. I want to be boot scooting all over the place.
Facts.
But yeah, somehow we won.
Yeah.
So
And the team that we played were undefeated as well. So
I don't think that's true because
that's not true. I've been
No.
telling everyone that.
That's not true because they are like on the ladder. They're only one above us, so it's like us and then them.
Oh,
And they've got like they were on the bottom of the ladder
Oh.
before us. Yeah.
who's top?
Is it knackered? Or carked it? Sorry.
And they're who we're playing this week. Hey,
Yeah, I think it's might be them.
great.
Yeah, no. So, but who knows? Everyone could also be like cooked from the season. So,
True.
us
Facts.
coming in late, but no, killed it, loved it, and especially considering you didn't even know the rules when we were playing.
Oh yeah, I was asking the girl next to me. I was like, "What's an obstruction?"
That girl would have been like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're learning on the job.
So that was netball, and then that's really all we've done. We've not signed up. You don't really sign up, but we're apparently doing 75 hard, soft, medium, whatever you want to call it.
Medium, extra large, small,
Yeah,
plush.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fat.
I'm contributing nothing
Yeah.
to this episode. I'm sorry. Yeah, we did a quick calculation, and if we start tomorrow, then it finishes 2 days before we leave for Fiji.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be rude not to.
Yeah.
What are your rules?
So I've just customized mine because I'm terrible at like sticking to like a diet or whatever it is.
So for those playing at home, 75 hard is like, I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of like a little challenge thing that you set for yourself, but it's like no alcohol, no like takeaway. You've got to stick to your like meal plan.
There's like a strict
two
exercise
two 45-minute workouts a day. I think one of them has to be outdoors is one of the rules. You have to read 10 pages of a book a day, 8 hours of sleep. I think that's it.
See, that's too much for me. That's
a lot.
Actually crazy.
That's
right?
a lot.
So I've customized mine, and mine is 1 30-minute workout a day.
Yep.
But it also that includes walking Benji.
Yeah,
right. Because
same.
for me, I'm like it will encourage me to walk Benji more.
Yep.
But then I worked it out today. If I do Pilates twice a week, then I've got netball, and if we do like our own walk club on Sundays, that's only 3 more days I've got to fill.
Easy.
So that's easy. Drinking lots of water is on mine, so no soft drink. I drink too much soft drink, right? Don't look at this. This Red Bull is okay, all right?
There's water. There's water in it.
And no alcohol unless like, I don't really drink a lot anyway, but then I'm going to eat clean for 75 days. So it's just like chicken, veg, fruit, porridge, no chocolates, no lollies, no snacks. I'm going to stop spending lots of money. That's going to be the hardest one, I think, for me. No eating out, no like buying tickets to things or like going out to things. No coffees out and about. Just like strict BAU spending and bills. And then what else did I have? I think they were the only ones I've put in there because if I have too much, I'll be like, ugh.
Yeah, fair.
So, but what's on yours?
Coco, you stink. No, that's not an invite. No. Okay, thank you. Yeah, eat clean 6 of the 7 days a week. 7 hours sleep. Because 8 I just don't think is achievable for me.
Well, what time do you go to bed?
Well, normally I'll go to bed like 10:30, but then I'm up at 4 for Pilates. So,
Dude.
I can't go to bed any earlier than that. I struggle.
Yeah, okay.
Because if I'm doing 8 hours, then I'd have to be in bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Bruh. Or 9 o'clock.
Yeah. That's easy for me.
I mean, yeah, maybe I need to do that. I do need to do that because I'm fucking tired by the end of the week. Yeah, 30-minute workout a day. That includes walking Coco. Read 10 pages. That's easy. 3 liters of water a day. No excess spending. Pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
So, but I feel like, see, this is what happens. We're doing netball and I'm so obsessed with us doing netball. Now I'm like, I'm going to try harder at Pilates. I'm going to eat better because I am training to become a Thunderbird.
Truly.
So, no, it'll be fine. 75 days is just so many days.
It's a very long period.
But that's okay. It'll be fine. I think that's all we've been doing, to be honest.
Yeah, apologies, guys. We're getting in our boring era. And now that we can't spend money,
yeah. Well,
what's a girl to do?
We'll just have to read and watch a shit ton.
Yeah.
But footy updates. We watched the footy Friday night at Tom and Sarzi's.
Yep.
God bless them. God bless. So we watched Collingwood play Freo. I found 2 new loves of my life who will they've immediately been drafted to Fantasy Boyfriend League. Like there's no interview period, nothing. They are absolutely going on there. First one, Bailey Banfield from Fremantle. That man, don't look at his photo on like the AFL app.
I can't even remember what he looks like.
You have to Google him. Don't look at him on like his head shop.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah, what a
God.
guy. Yeah,
Love
what
him,
a guy.
right?
Yeah,
Obsessed.
facts.
And then another one. This one I haven't age checked though, so this I might have to redact all statements. Patrick Lipinski, number 1 for Collingwood.
Yeah.
He stunning. Like
25.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
That's allowed.
That's allowed. So they're my new additions.
My new addition is from the Giants, Kieran Briggs.
Show me. Oh yes, that's right.
24. Ruck. So he's tall.
There you go.
Tall.
So I think that brings our team up to like 20 or 21 players.
One more lucky spot.
Is it? Oh no, I think we had 14. Sorry. 14, 15, 16. So 17. So
we've still got spots free. Stunning.
So obsessed with these young gentlemen.
These distinguished young gentlemen.
And then thoughts and prayers with Mason Cox, who did a Hannah and hit the deck.
Oh.
Like
very cunty of him to do a death drop.
If anyone,
that far into the game.
If anyone saw what Mason Cox did, that's what Hannah effectively did on the court.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Oh, the replay of that makes my skin crawl. Wow.
Has there been an update on his?
I haven't bothered to check. Probably.
Yeah.
Shall
okay.
I quickly do a little?
Have a quick look.
Yeah,
that looked so painful. Poor guy. And then he comes off, his glasses are all over the shop.
Oh, he's just
blood on his face. He cut his face. He's in a bad way. But everyone said the same thing on TikTok and stuff. They're reposting the video with music from like RuPaul's Drag Race.
So funny.
My tips, yet again, in the fucking bin. I can't tip to save my life, apparently. And moving forward, you will be doing my tips.
I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I mean, hang on, let me just check. Fuck!
What?
Yeah, Brisbane Lions lost.
Oh, yeah. Another one.
That's rude. I was 6 for 6. Now I'm 6 for 7.
I think I'm like 3 for 7.
I just need Melbourne and Adelaide to pull through.
Ugh.
It's real, like, there's a fucking rogue 1 or 2 every single round.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on, like, the whole draw thing where teams can tie and that's it?
I think it should go to extra time.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think, like, it doesn't need to be that long.
No.
Like, the only time they'll go to extra time is in the grand final. But, like, I feel like a draw is dumb.
It's very clear that fans aren't a fan of drawing.
I mean, I love it for my tips.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah. Because, I find it weird that they don't go into overtime and just have a clear winner. Like, the NBL does it. I think overtime in the NBL is 5 minutes. Yeah. 5 minutes. So half of a quarter.
Yeah. No update on Mason Cox.
Oh, okay.
But apparently he was able to bear a little bit of weight on it when he came off. So it can't be that.
No. Yeah, it's just like the duration of half a quarter. And then they'll just keep doing that until there is a clear winner. And everyone, like, all the fans love overtime. I love overtime in the NBL.
They should do like a penalty shootout like they do in soccer. You just keep kicking goals. Whoever kicks the most goals wins.
Yeah. So I think they should bring in overtime. And also, I don't know much about football, don't get me wrong. But what is with some of these fucking umpire calls? Like the whole one where
welcome to AFL.
The player handed the ball to someone who wasn't the umpire and then the umpire lost his shit. Yeah. Was like, you're meant to hand it to me.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the umpires just need to chill out a little bit in the AFL. They're a bit much, in my opinion.
Just look with your eyes. That is your entire job.
But not everything needs to be a 50-meter penalty. Like, let's all just calm down.
Yeah.
Because him handing the ball to someone else momentarily did not impact the game severely.
Just grow up.
Yeah. So, I don't know. The AFL, I feel like they're overcooking it in some areas. So, but otherwise, I was going to say a great weekend of footy, but not if you're my footy tips.
Yeah, Adelaide haven't played yet, so we'll see.
What time do they play?
4 o'clock, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then on my TikTok, Jess Waterhouse, who plays for Crows in the AFLW, keeps coming up on my feed.
Love her.
This is the most wholesome person I have ever come across in my life.
Cherub. Yeah.
Actually, when I'm scrolling on TikTok and a Jess Waterhouse video comes up, it
I gotta
makes
watch
my
it.
whole day.
I gotta watch it. Just God bless.
I could be in the worst mood and then a wholesome Jess Waterhouse video comes up and I'm like, you have just cleansed my whole day.
Yeah.
All the bad juju, gone.
Right?
Like, society needs to protect Jess Waterhouse
Truly.
at all costs.
Truly.
At all costs.
You know what? I'm going to get a badge.
Yes.
I'm going to get a badge.
Facts.
Yeah.
Fact. Do you know what?
She's on Fantasy League.
We're going to start a fantasy women's league.
Yeah, we
right?
are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, the girls.
She's captain.
Yeah.
She is
Easily.
captain of the Wholesome Good Vibes Fantasy Women's League. I love her so much. Oh my God. She does like these little videos of her and her wife going out to eat different places in Adelaide, and it's like the most wholesome. Oh my God. And there was one, and they went to an Indian restaurant at Junk Food Corner.
Stop. I love that.
And she was so nice to like the waiter staff and all. Just, I can't even describe it. It's so wholesome. It's so like, oh my God.
I want to do brunch with her. Like a fun little walk, a little matcha latte.
Jess Waterhouse.
Jess.
Jess.
Baby girl. Girly pop. Listen up.
We are low-key obsessed.
We would get along.
I would have nothing to say because I just want to sit there and I'd be smiling the whole time, just happy to be there. If you are ever looking for additional friends, we're here.
Yeah.
We would
name the time and place, though.
We would like to hang out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Obsessed. That's it. That's all I have for footy.
Yeah. Yep. Next. Here.
Next, pop culture news. This episode's like 10 minutes because I'm shooting through stuff. Okay, pop culture news. Huge news, to be honest. Huge. The biggest news of the year. Harry Styles and Taylor Russell have split up.
Called it quits.
That would have to be... Listen, I'm a Harry girl through and through, and I typically am like, phew, thank God he broke up with his girlfriend.
I really like them together.
This is the biggest fumble of the bag I've ever seen. That man, you fucked up. You truly fucked. No, you cannot beat Taylor Russell.
Now, apparently, I heard that they broke up after a make or break trip to Japan, and they broke up because he was ready to settle down and have kids, and she was like, no, thank you. That's what I heard.
Okay, I heard the same thing. First of all, how can a trip to Japan be make or break? I don't understand. Right? I feel like we're missing something there.
Yeah.
I did hear because a few weeks prior to them going to Japan, it had come out that he was keen to settle down and have kids. And so it could be true that it was that he wanted kids and she didn't. But also, like, you don't have to have kids right now. You haven't been together all that long.
Yeah.
So if that is the case. But it could also be because his sister Gemma had a kid recently, which was so random and so left to feel like she didn't announce it until she'd had the kid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But she had a kid, so he could be feeling extra clucky. And he could be one of those people where he's like, well, now Gemma's had a kid, I want to have a kid so that they're close in age kind of thing. So that could be also feeding into it.
They were good.
Oh,
like, obviously, I don't know what their relationship's like.
But she's just such a soft...
Yeah, she's a sweet baby angel. Yeah.
Oh, she's just the greatest.
Love her.
So I'm actually devastated about that. And then I saw there was photos of him in Italy over the last couple of days that had surfaced, and that man, like, respectfully love him with all my heart. He looks like shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Looks like shit. Yeah. Harry Styles, he looks like
I need to look.
Yeah, have a look. He looks rough. And this is probably the first time in my entire being. And this was even beating like long hair Harry. Like I didn't like long hair Harry. And I saw these photos and I went,
Italy, you reckon?
I went, ooh, brother, ooh.
Brother, ew. Harry Styles, Italy.
Have a look. He's like shopping for stuff. Shopping for like housewares and stuff. No. Let me get them for you. Where is it? He just like, I'm not a fan of like the facial hair either.
Oh yeah. He just can't grow it.
It's giving not the vibes that he probably wants. Where is it? Fuck, where is it? Harry Styles shopping. I'm going to put shopping in there.
Shopping. Oh, wow. So he's also symbolically hit the deck after the breakup.
Yeah.
Oh.
And swipe, there's a few more photos.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
right. He doesn't look good. He looks like he's going through it.
Yeah. He looks like he hasn't left his house in like weeks.
He looks like he hasn't showered.
Yeah.
He looks like he smells.
He looks like the guy from Challenges.
And he looks like he hasn't slept. Yeah. It's a bad day to be a Harry Styles fan.
Sir, come on.
Yeah.
Eee.
Speaking of Challenges.
Yeah, let's go. Good segue.
Great segue. So we went and saw Challenges in cinema with my parents, my sister and her boyfriend last night. Now, I knew what this was going to be about. You knew what this was going to be about loosely. My dad had no idea. He knew that tennis was
He knew it was about
involved.
tennis. Yeah.
And he was hanging on to that for dear life.
Yeah.
This is arguably his most hated movie of all time. I'm no longer allowed to pick a movie, but I didn't even pick this. It was a group consensus.
Look, this was Jackie's idea, really.
Yeah.
She said with her chest, Challenges.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not going to the movies unless we see Challenges.
I would like it to be known that I was like, I would love to see the Talking Monkeys.
Yeah, I was happy to see Mad Max or Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And Mum was like, if you want me to go, I'm watching Challenges.
Yeah. So here we are.
I think Dad tried to physically fight me halfway through the movie because he was so mad. But the synopsis of the movie is that Zendaya plays this character called Tashi, and she's this extremely talented tennis player in her teens. And then she goes off to college to Stanford to go down that tennis route. And then the plan is that after that, she'll go pro, right? Mm-hmm. And she suffers a really bad injury. And then it's all about like, you've obviously got the two guys in it. And it's this whole weird relationship between the three of them.
Yeah.
So one of them's her husband and one of them's her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she's coaching her husband because she obviously can't play because of her injury. So she ends up coaching her husband through his career, and she's trying to push him to go to the US Open and win a Grand Slam at the US Open. And then they have an encounter with her ex-boyfriend, and it's like this whole weird love triangle situation. Now, for me personally, I liked the movie up until the last 20-30 minutes of it. There's elements of the movie that I didn't like. I didn't like, so this movie is made by the same guy who did Call Me By Your Name, which I didn't realize until today, and it does have a very similar tone. I do think Call Me By Your Name is better though. There's weird things in the movie where like the soundtrack is literally just downloaded from your local church.
So jarring. Like it all just sounded like it was copyright free music.
Yeah. It
was so loud. Like so unnecessarily loud.
It made no sense to the movie.
No.
It added nothing. No. Like this is a movie that could have had a really freaking sick soundtrack and it didn't.
No.
Like the movie overall didn't have an overly artsy feel to it, but then there was elements of the music that you're like, okay? And there was some shots, like, you know, when she's sitting under the tree and she's like taking her knee brace off or whatever, and she's sitting under the tree, and then it's like the music is blaring.
Yeah.
And it's like zooming in on her in like a real artsy kind of A24 way. That to me, it just didn't work with the film.
No.
It's not an artsy film, so it didn't work. But then the last 20 to 30 minutes of the film is all focused on actual tennis playing, which features throughout the film, but it's heavily focused on in the last section of the film. But it's majority of it is in slow-mo, or like there's shots where you're the camera is the ball, and so you're flying around the court.
I felt nauseous watching those parts.
Again,
it made no fucking sense. Like, those kind of shots were not in the rest of the movie. Why are you putting it in the last 30 minutes?
Right? The last 30
added
minutes.
Nothing.
The last 30 minutes did not correlate with the rest of the film.
No. Like, I did not like this movie at all. I liked the premise of the movie, and I liked the idea behind the movie, but it was just so poorly executed, and the cinematography, and it made absolutely no fucking sense. There was some cinematography throughout the film that I did actually really like. I liked the shots where I think she was training or playing in Stanford, or even her earlier games, and she'd hit the ball and it would feel like it's coming through the screen. No,
right?
I didn't clock that.
It was hitting like directly at the screen. Loved that. I loved the shots where you would literally like say this is like the screen, right? And it would seemingly feel like the player has walked from like straight through the camera rather than coming in from the sides.
No, didn't clock that either.
Loved that. Loved some of the aerial view shots that I think, or some of the shots that were meant to mimic as if you were watching it on TV, like the tennis on TV.
Yeah.
But it was the last 30 minutes where I was like, this is making me nauseous. So I hated that.
Zendaya's such a rig though.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
This film, like particularly Zendaya's character, because the character that Zendaya plays is meant to be a bitch, will come across as a bitch. This is what I feel like Carrie Soto would be like.
Yeah, 100%.
From that book that Taylor Reed Jenkins wrote. And to be honest, you could have told me that this was based off of Carrie Soto and I would have believed you.
Yeah, same vibes.
But just executed really poorly. And I've read some reviews online, and the ones that are actual reviews, people either love it because of like the weird like relationship between the three of them, and like they're not really sex scenes, but like the sex scenes. Or they hate it because they're like, this movie does not make sense. Yeah. It's overcooked.
Yeah.
The shots at the end, like the slow-mo, everyone has an issue with the slow-mo at the end.
Like it just added nothing to the movie.
Except for 30 minutes.
Yeah. It literally, that movie could have been an hour and a half if you got rid of all the slow-mo bits.
Yeah.
And the unnecessary zooming in on shit that just makes no fucking sense. Also, the two main guy characters, they fucking irritated me. Art was a fucking simp that just couldn't make a life decision for himself. And the other guy literally looked like he hadn't showered in 4 days.
He's giving Harry Styles.
Yeah.
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 I did like Art. I could get around Art. It was something about his voice. I really liked his voice as well.
Yeah, like he was good looking and everything, don't get me wrong, but just his personality just irritated me. Like, I hate that.
Yeah. I want to tell you to watch Call Me By Your Name, but I don't think you're going to like it.
No, I know for a fact I'm not going to like it.
And it makes me, you know how I told you to watch All of Us Strangers with Paul Mescal and
I know
Andrew
for
Scott?
a fact I'm probably not going to like that either.
It's all it's all the same. You would hate it. It's all this simp, like, twink
Yeah,
stuff.
like I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like a soft character. I like everyone to be cunty and angry and assertive and know what they want and just go for it.
Is there a romance movie or a rom-com that you like?
I really liked, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Real Helpful. It's the one with that in it.
Oh wow, I'm so glad you said that. That's really narrowed it down
It's
for
on
me. Thank you.
Netflix.
Say less.
It's got RuPaul in it for a little bit. Oh, okay.
I
Hang
cannot
on.
think of
I
what
need to
it
do
is.
it. That one made me sob uncontrollably.
It's just RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my God. What would it be?
Google like movies with RuPaul.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like that one I liked. Like
You have to tell us what it is.
there are like rom-coms that I enjoy. Movies with RuPaul.
Like, have you seen? I'm gonna name some of my favorites, okay? And you have
Someone
to
great. Someone great.
show me the artwork. Have I seen it?
Oh, don't do that. How do I? Hang on. Let me look it on here. Someone great. This one.
Oh yeah. I liked that one.
Yeah, I thought that one was really good.
That was good. Okay, so I'm gonna name rom-com movies that I love.
I think I like it because they don't end up together.
Okay. I'm gonna name some rom-coms.
I'll tell you if I like them or not. Let's go.
You probably haven't even seen them.
That's facts.
Okay. Love Actually.
Yeah, that one's alright.
Friends with Benefits.
I've watched it. I don't recall it though.
No Strings Attached.
Watched it, don't recall it.
No Strings Attached is in my top 5. Like, I would rewatch that on repeat.
Wow.
I am obsessed.
Wow. I'm gonna Google rom-coms and see if I can find any.
What else do I really like? Oh, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Now you really
That's because that one's kind of funny.
You really can.
Crazy Stupid Love. I love
that's
that
a
one.
great
That's
one.
a real good one.
Okay.
Did you say How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
No, I said 10 Things
That's
I
a
Hate
good
About
one.
You. Yeah.
Okay,
so you like a more standard, like strong character, funny.
Yeah, 50
rom-com.
First Dates.
Yeah. Okay.
Bridget Jones.
I love Bridget Jones.
Yeah, like I just the ones that are real romancy, I'm just like, oh, I just don't care. I don't care for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Make it funny, absolutely.
Okay, you need the com.
I need
rom.
strong com, less rom.
Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. I also watched the Ashley Madison documentary on Netflix this week when I was working from home. I had it on in the background. So the Ashley Madison documentary, for those who don't know, Ashley Madison is a website for it's aimed at people in marriages who want to have an affair, right? So it's a dating site for people who want to have an affair. And the documentary follows like the creation of the dating site, its rise and how it built up its membership, and then it notoriously went through a huge data breach in like 2015, I want to say, where the site was hacked, all the member data was stolen, and then it was published. And which had a huge knock-on effect because like it was exposing people who were in marriages who were looking for affairs, right?
Naughty.
So then it goes through that, and the documentary follows a couple of people that worked at Ashley Madison from like the start and through this period. It also interviews so two people who were together during this period. They were married, and the husband, they're like real Christian couple, right? And the husband had been on the website, and he came out in the thing, right? But they were also family vloggers, like they were YouTubers randomly. Anyway, it's this whole thing.
Wild.
And it just interviews a few different people throughout. Like this one lady, her husband was a user of Ashley Madison, and it came out like when all the data was released that he was on there, and he ended up killing himself.
Oh no.
As a result. But it was a bit of a crazy watch. Like, it was interesting to see how Ashley Madison came together, and then how they were able to market it and build up a membership base and appeal to people. And then some of the stories off the back of people like their membership data being released was very interesting, and the impact that it had on people, and just other things like they were saying in the documentary. So obviously, men who signed up for the website, they had to pay to use the website.
Wild.
But it wasn't like a subscription. It was that you would buy credits and then you use those credits to send messages to women. Right?
Wow.
But women could use the site for free because the whole premise was that like men easily wanted to use the website. So that was fine. But you had to have women on the website for it to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, it came out like later in the documentary that majority of the female profiles on the site were actually AI bots that the company had set up.
Oh my God, genius.
And so they had thousands of these bots on the website who would be sending out thousands and thousands of messages, and they were sending this like messages that these men would want to hear or whatever.
Yeah.
And what it would do was it would encourage men to then reply and continue conversations
using their credits.
So then they're using credits, and then they're having to spend more money and
genius.
And they were all like just talking to bots this whole time.
Oh my God,
how crazy is
screaming
that? It was a good doco. Like, it was interesting. It's not like edge of your seat gripping, like, oh my God, I can't believe it, but it's a good watch. It's like it's a couple of episodes. It's one of those like mini series ones.
Right.
Yeah, it's like one that you would have on the background or like Sunday afternoon kind of vibes. But yeah, that was interesting. And then I started watching Outer Range, which is a show on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. And it's giving Yellowstone crosses from or like Lost. Like that weird sci-fi, psychological kind of vibe mixed with cowboys, ranchers in Wyoming. Obsessed.
Yeah, I am going to start watching that. I just haven't done it yet.
I've watched a couple of episodes and it's very good. Yeah. But it's something that you need to sit down and actually watch. Yeah, I need to
focus.
Yeah.
That's just not happening right now.
There's 2 seasons out though, so that's going to be my next fixation to watch. And then
when does Dark Matter come out?
It's already started coming out, but not all the episodes are out, so I haven't started watching.
Maybe I'll start watching that.
I just want to wait until they're all out so I can binge it.
I like a good weekly.
Interesting.
I like a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Because I can commit to that.
See, I'm a binge watcher.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I can if I'm gripped by something. Yeah. But I don't know. It gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah. And then I signed up for Hey You this week because I just want to really watch a lot of reality TV.
Yeah, why not?
Like, I keep seeing clips for the Summer House on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So I started watching that today. I've watched like 2 episodes, but I'm starting from season 1 and there's 5 seasons. Yep, so like Hannah and Paige, who I'm watching it for, they're not even in it yet.
Oh, okay.
But you got to commit. Like, you got to start from the start.
Absolutely.
So
you got to get the lore down pat.
Exactly. Facts. So I started watching that. And that's it. I've just started watching a lot. Have I finished it? No.
No. But have you read more of Throne of Glass?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I have read maybe like 160 maybe pages into Powerless. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like it yet.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, okay, I get that it's a young adult book. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not expecting it to be cutting edge. But just some of the dialogue is just cringy. Like, between the 2 main characters, I'm like, no one in their right mind is fucking saying that's really? So embarrassing. But it's very much like kind of Hunger Games-y mixed with like a bit of what's that book called with the dragons?
Fourth Wing?
Yeah, mixed with Fourth Wing.
What's that book with the dragons?
Yeah, mixed with that.
Yeah, okay.
Like they have trials in it.
Okay.
And they have to compete, and then they might all die.
Okay.
Compete, you know.
But yeah, facts.
Yeah, I don't know. People are raving about it, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very like once you start reading fantasy books, you realize that the whole storyline of a young girl, she's petite, she's blonde.
Yeah.
She's small. She's everyone. She's
Silver,
the underdog.
Silver hair.
Yeah.
Poor.
Yeah. She then has to compete in some sort of trials.
Yeah.
Then there's this.
She can always fight.
Yep.
She's always and she's real nimble too.
Yep.
Can climb up a chimney.
And then there's this like 6'5" brunette man with like
tattoos.
What do they say their eyes are?
Tan.
Like golden eyes or whatever. And they are a real dick.
Yeah.
And no one likes
real
them.
flirty kind of.
Yeah, but then very protective of her.
Yeah.
And then they have to go through trials. A couple of people die. Like it's the same.
It's the same formula.
And rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
That I must say, Sarah J. Maas has done a good job where she is different. Like she's the only, and I haven't read a lot of fantasy, but of the fantasy that I have read, it is, for her, it's more like politics and war.
I think I would kind of prefer that.
Maybe you would like Throne of Glass then.
Like the more that I'm reading this, the more I'm like, I just do not care for romance.
You would love Throne of Glass.
Yeah, I just...
There's fuck all of it.
And like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Just not for me.
Just not in it.
Just not for me. No.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
She's a cold-hearted bitch.
Well, the main character of Throne of Glass is considered to be a cold-hearted bitch, so...
Big fan. Big fan already.
You get a tattoo of her.
Love an assertive woman.
Yeah, maybe you should read that instead.
Yeah,
I want to read Powerless, but I don't want to read shitty dialogue.
Yeah, like I need to find you a bit. No, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it because people are harping on about it and saying that it's really good. So maybe it just needs a bit to figure itself out. I don't know. I'll give myself to like halfway, like 250.
Like compare it to Divine Rivals, because Divine Rivals.
I love Divine Rivals.
Okay.
See, very odd because that has romance in it.
Yes. See, I didn't mind Divine Rivals. But I didn't love it. It's not my favorite.
No, I really like it.
To me, that's quite a weak fantasy book.
Yeah, I think I saw it as more of a war book than a fantasy one.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel more war-y.
Yeah. I haven't read the second one yet though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give myself up to 250 pages. If I'm not loving it, then I'm going to DNF it and you can have it.
You should read the second Divine Rivals then if you loved it so much.
Yeah. I've got it on my Kindle. I just haven't got around to it. But yeah, I'll go 250 if if I'm okay with it. I'll keep going. If not, I'll DNF and go to Divine.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Whatever it's called.
And then when we were driving back from Mount Gambier, we were listening to this podcast. I want to talk about this podcast because I cannot stop thinking about it.
I love that you loved it.
Okay, so trigger warning for... Because I think, like, if you have kids, this is particularly trigger warning. So, if it's about, the podcast is called The Children in the Pictures, and it's about a task force that,
Task Force Argos.
That, like, discovered and took down this child pornography and pedophilia ring, essentially. Yeah. Right? So, I totally understand that's a bit all over the shop for people. So if you don't want to hear about it,
skip.
This is the last thing we're going to talk about. So you can just stop listening to the episode here and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
But, otherwise,
pleasure as always.
Otherwise, if you are interested, then keep listening. But so you'd already listened to it and we were like, let's listen to a podcast on the way home because if I listen to music anymore, I will shave my head.
Yeah.
Great idea. And so you summarize it because you've listened to it twice now. So
no, you put me on the spot. Yeah. So essentially, there's like a police force in Brisbane, and they're called Task Force Argos, and their whole premise is to just take down nonsense essentially. Like all of these rings, child exploitation is like what they're trying to hone in on. They end up finding this website called the Love Zone on the dark web, and they're trying to figure out how big the whole thing is. And then essentially they find out that it's based in Australia, and then it's just around how they take down the website and find the people that are involved and who are high up on the chain on the website. How'd you find it? It's an 8 episode podcast. It's considering what it's based on. Like, I don't want to say it's an easy listen because it's not, because there are bits that are absolutely fucking foul in it.
You just can't stop listening.
But it's done in such a way that it you want to keep listening and you want to see what happens.
It's so interesting. And so, like, you're just gobsmacked the whole time you're listening to it. And it's very well done, because I find that true crime podcasts can be very monotone. And because, like, once you've listened to a few true crime podcasts, no offense, but they do start to sound the same. Like, cases do have a lot of similarities in them. So for me, I find it really hard to listen to a lot of them because I just start tuning out. But this, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Had me freaking gripped. For me, like, what I couldn't get at my head around, or like all I could think about, was the police that were involved in the task force. They spent so many months, years, whatever it was, and part of their job, they had to like see and go through the child pornography that was being uploaded to these sites. Like, they were having to download it.
They're trying to identify victims from the pictures, from the videos. Yeah.
Like, and I can't fathom how bad what they saw was, but just the way that they were saying it, like, I can't even remember what they said exactly, but it had to have been really bad.
Yeah, well, there was a bit where the host of the podcast, he ended up getting in contact with Anon. And Anon was like, oh, we'll show you what's being put on these websites. And he was like, yep. For his research, he was like, yep, whatever. So Anon hacked into his computer, got him onto the dark web, took him to this website, showed him some content, bearing in mind it's like videos and stuff. And the host has kids, and he said that he watched one video and then the next thing he knows, he blacked out completely.
Yeah, it literally made him have a physical reaction.
Yeah.
Which I just cannot... I don't want to, like, I'm not saying I want to fucking see this shit, but, like...
No.
I just cannot fathom...
Nah, my brain can't comprehend it. And then he was saying that he was so traumatized by all of the content that he saw, like, while doing this project, that he would be sitting watching TV and, like, he just had a baby and the baby would be crying and his brain blocked out that noise altogether. Like, he just could not hear the child screaming.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because then, like, oh my God.
Like, to be a police, like, a person working in this task force, all I could think about is they have to see this content as part of their job, and they're doing it for the right reasons. But it's not like you can just wipe your memory.
No.
And go, like, oh,
that
deleted.
Shit would fucking stay with you.
Right? And, like, a lot, like, one of the guys that the host of the podcast became quite close with from the task force, who was, like, their lead IT guy. It ruined the whole case. So his job during this task force was, once they'd gained access to the website, the Love Zone, and, like, from the main person's account who, like, ran the site, his job was to keep up appearances so that they could do their investigation on the side without people becoming suspicious, and then it, like, throwing the whole investigation. So he had to cosplay essentially as the ringleader of it all.
Yeah.
Who the ringleader was actually was from Adelaide. Which is crazy. And so he is having to cosplay as this guy for months and months and months on end. And it impacted his life so severely that he, like, he ended up getting a divorce. Didn't he leave
He left the task force.
He left the task force. Like, his whole life is just so different now, and he's been so heavily impacted on it. And it's just, that's the part that, like, sticks with you, I think, from this. And it's just, one of the other things that blew my mind was how they were saying, I can't even remember the context of it, that there's millions.
Yeah.
Literally millions of people who participate in child pornography online.
What do they call it? Child exploitation?
Yeah, child exploitation. Yeah. And there was a part in one of the earlier episodes where they said calling it child pornography does not do it justice. Yeah. It's not child pornography.
No.
Which
it's abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm totally agree with. But what was I even saying?
Millions of people.
Millions. What do you mean?
What do you?
That's like, imagine if every single person in South Australia.
Yeah.
There's like every single person in South Australia participating.
And then there was this part towards the end where they find this guy and he's like in his 20s and he's doing like volunteer work for like a church or something.
Oh yeah, he's a British guy
over in third world countries, like building them like
Malaysia and Thailand.
Yeah, building them homes or shelters or something.
Yeah.
And all the while he was doing that, under the guise of
being a photographer.
Yeah, he was just abusing all of these kids and keeping a log of it.
Yeah, I think he's like named as the most, like, what did they call him? Essentially, he's like had the most victims.
The most prolific.
Yeah, the most prolific child sex offender in the UK to date, which is crazy.
Insane.
And then, as if it wasn't insane enough already, so he went to prison, right? And then we were reading a story where another inmate in the prison killed him, literally full torture, murdered the guy because of the crimes he'd committed, only to find out that the guy who killed him was also done for
assaulting women.
Yeah, nonce activities. Yeah. Anyway, just fucking crazy. So I could not recommend that series more.
Yeah, like it will rock you, but it's such an intriguing listen and it's really insightful into how the task force works to bring that down. Have you ever listened to the one about the guy that did like insider trading for...
Yeah, you got me to listen to that one.
That was a good one too. I like true crime podcasts like that where it's about something and it like kind of unpacks about how it all happened.
It goes into a bit of depth.
Yeah.
You have the best true crime recommendations.
Thank you.
For podcasts, definitely. Because like you've never recommended one that's been shit. I think what I really appreciate or liked about the children in the pictures is there's a lot of detail and a lot of information, but it's not too graphic. They're able to describe what's going on and the horrific nature and the extent of the crimes without talking about it too much, and they are able to approach the situation in a very respectful
like they never
like professional manner without I think
never describing what they see, but like I think not describing it makes you like
it's done really well. The host of it and everyone involved has done a really good job to be able to tell that story in an appropriate way. So, yeah, I definitely recommend that. That would be my big recommendation.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was it.
That's all, folks.
What a light note to end that.
Another week done and dusted. We've got the Tilly's game next week, so you'll hear all about that.
Another netball game.
We got netball game.
Tilly's. And then the first week of 75 medium rare.
Yeah, facts.
So if we're looking crazy skinny next week,
say something. Leave a comment. Don't keep that to yourself, okay?
Speak up. Don't be silent.
And maybe a little brunch update with Jess.
Oh my God. Yes.
Imagine.
Can you imagine?
I'm manifesting.
I would die. I would go full head to toe Crow's gear. Like I would have
not in your Collingwood scuffed up.
Like I have like 30 badges of just Jess on my
that hat that Sazi has, the dreadlocks one.
Just like face paint, the whole works.
Done.
Just ready to be
100%.
Around some wholesome behaviour. Oh man, meet me at Junk Food Corner. Me just standing on the corner, like dressed in.
We'll break 75 medium rare for you.
Oh, we would 75 medium rare doesn't exist if Just Waterhouse is asking. No way.
Alrighty, love you. Bye.
Bye.